Well, here's the man who played shortstop for the Tigers in the 1930s and later became a councilman in the city of Detroit for 40 years, Billy Rogell. Billy, you're one of the few people that I know who played against and knew Babe Ruth way back there when you played shortstop for the Tigers in 34 and 35, as I said. It must have been just a tremendous experience to be close to that man.
Well, you know, at that particular time, our clubhouse was right across from each other. And the visiting club had to go through our dugout to go to first base. Now, that's been changed since the rehabilitated Tiger Stadium. And Babe Ruth, for some reason or other, used to come there early every time we played the Yankees. And he used to sit in our dugout and talk. And listen, I never met a nicer man in my life than Babe Ruth. He's the only guy that people used to get up and scream, "There's the Babe." And I'll tell you today, 1,000 years from now, they'll be still saying the same thing.
Billy, what was it like in the mid-30s? Charlie Gehringer once told me, and it was very hard for me to believe, that at that time, even though you were in the midst of depression, that the people would come to the ballpark dressed as if they were going to the opera. I believed him, but do you remember it being that way, that the dress of the ladies and the men?
Don't forget now, listen, this is going back, for God's sake, it was 75 years ago. 70 years ago. And tell you, people were dressed up more then than they do now. You know, I wonder, listen, they got hair down to their buttocks. They don't shave. They look like a bunch of bums out there in that ballpark.
All right.
No.
You were not a big home run hitter, but I know you cracked a couple. Can you recall one for me that you kind of enjoyed, maybe one you sent over the left field fence that meant something to you?
Well, I'll tell you, Gomez was pitching one day, of course, for the Yankees, and I hit a ball over in Cherry Street, and the truck was going by. The ball landed in the truck. I said to myself, hell, these guys might hit home runs, but mine went the furthest. They haven't found the ball yet.